Hi ladies, want to learn how to make this fabulous card today? I have a new technique for you that I used on this. I used one stamp set and I did the inside and the envelope also. Join me in the craft room and I'll show you how. Alright ladies, I have an idea. I'm going to try it. It may not work, we'll see. I have to tell you, I am whipped. I was outside cutting down my I have a hydrangea bush and my liriope, and I was using my chainsaw. I have a mini chainsaw I use to cut stuff down. Well, halfway through, my chain came off, so now I got to find somebody to fix my chainsaw. So I thought, all right, I'll just come make my video. All right, last week I drew Butterfly Basics and Sweet Sugarplum. So I am going to use this stamp, maybe this stamp, and this stamp out of here. I haven't decided about this one. I know this one and this one are positives. I have a piece of watercolor paper, and that's just a scrap. It's like 2.5 by about 5, but I will be cutting it down. I have a piece of Sweet Sugarplum that I'm going to mount behind this, so it's a scrap and I'll cut it down. I have my 2 pieces of Whisper White, one for the front and one for the inside, and they're 4 by 5 1/4. I have my card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I have my envelope. So, I also have my Wink of Stella in case I want to use it. I have a watercolor, a water brush here, and a bowl of water. I have better luck dipping into the water and using it on my watercolor paper versus filling the well with water and squeezing it out. It all comes out and I get a mess. So I just do it this way. It works for me. If it works for you the other way, fine. My glue and glue dots. So with that, first thing we need to do is we need to stamp my image, and I hope, I don't know if you can see on the back of this, the printing on the plastic that it sticks to came off. I've never had that happen before. I don't know if it was because I hadn't used it in a long time or what. Now remember, if your stamp is bigger than your pad, take your pad to your stamp. And I'm going to stamp my envelope first. I'm going to pull it down some. Oh, didn't come out in the middle. Okay, I'll have to fix that one. The other thing I want to do is I'm not going to re-ink it. Oh yeah, I am, because that's darker in there. I have to remember. I wonder if that's because it's got that black on it. I need a piece of scrap because I've got to off-stamp this. There, it came out that time. I just have to remember to push down in the middle. All right, and I want this really light. That's why I off-stamped it, okay, so that you can write over top of it if you need to. Now it's time to stamp on my, and I'm doing this wrong. I said do it this way, and I'm doing it the other way. All right, now I'm going to stamp on my watercolor paper. And I have to remember to make sure to press in the center. I'm thinking it's because, good, I got a good print. I'm thinking it's because it's got that black on the back. I don't know if it raised it up a little or what, but that's all right. It's the envelope. I can fix that. I can use the marker. All right, now, I don't know what this technique is called. I kind of named it myself, but when you use watercolor paper and watercolor or water-based ink, you can take and move that ink around to color your flowers. It's got to have some hashtags in it like this one does. I'm trying to avoid the edges so that the edges stay crisp too. If you're really good, you can stamp over top of it. I am not, so I'm just going to work my way around. and color it in. Okay, I wanted a little more contrast, so I went ahead and I colored the stems also, and I'm going to leave it like that. I moved my water because with my luck I would turn it over. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to stamp this down across the bottom so that it looks like a ribbon, so to speak. All right, if you have an image in your set, all right, and I'm going to use my block and the grid lines to get this on here straight. But as I was saying, if you have an image that's like a straight line, and that does not look straight to me. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Okay, well, it doesn't look to me. What you want to do is you can use it to give some extra interest. I'll put my paper underneath of here. That looks crooked to me. I'm going to go this way because it doesn't look crooked this way. Okay. All right. And I think I'm going to add another row. Underneath for some extra interest. And I'm going to try and offset the, there. Okay. I wanted to offset the lines. All right, I'm going to set this aside. It's not really wet because you use so little water, but the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my background. And this is where that little chicken wire looking thing comes in. Now remember, most of this is going to be hidden, so you don't have to worry about having it match up perfectly across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that one, and then I'm going to come down underneath of it, stamp it again, and because it's clear you can kind of see through it and it gets lined up pretty good. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I've got that background finished, and see, I went back, this one I kind of it's okay, but I went back and added a piece in there because this was, I had left that space, so I did that. All right, I'm going to cut this down and my paper to match. I cut my paper down and then I cut this 1/4 of an inch bigger all the way around. I can't tell you what size it is because it depends on where you cut. So after you stamp this, cut this down, do your measurement, and add 1/4 of an inch each way. All right, I'm going to glue this down. All right. And because this is watercolor paper, it's a little thicker than regular paper. So I'm going to take my block and put it on